at the MCG, and their record on the road this year was pretty appalling. 6 times they'd played interstate and they'd managed just 1 win. So it was a bit of a task for Gerard Neesham and his boys. But before the game, Russell Morris caught up with the coach just minutes before the opening bounce.
As I understand, there's been a lot of discussion during the week in Perth about the side being undervalued. Why are you going to beat the Tigers today?
Oh, I think it'll be a good contest. First of all, I think we've had terrific even contests with them over 3 of the 5. And I think we cut it pretty well with them. You know, we run pretty well. They're a very good running side, and we've probably got a couple of blokes who can do good negating jobs in the back line.
They're very damaging around the midfield.
Yeah, they've got a very good midfield. I mean, Campbell, Rogers and Daffy, very experienced players. You know, our boys like Callahan and Toyer and Holland and Sinclair got to step up.
Also, you're starting to experiment with your players coming out on the field prior to the game warming up. Is it working well for you?
Well, I think, you know, Player's done a good job in breaking down that barrier, because realistically, it's what other sports have done, and no one's had the courage to stick at it. And I think, you know, it's very good for the players personally, especially in away grounds where, you know, it's foreign ground for us. We played here 5 times in our whole career, and you just don't get used to the breezes and the surface.
Being an away game, like you haven't won at the MCG before, does that come into any discussion at all? Why are the Dockers struggling in that respect?
I wouldn't have thought. I thought our game against Essendon here, you know, 2 years ago, and our game against North Melbourne, you know, we've gone very, very close. Our first game we lost by 5 points. I mean, it's not that easy to win away. Statistically, everyone sees that. So today will be the day.
Well, let's hope it's a good contest.
No worries.
Thanks very much, mate.
And that was pretty great hearing from the coach just minutes before the game started at the MCG. Another thing counting against the Fremantle Dockers was the fact that Richmond hadn't lost 2 games in a row all season, and last week, of course, they lost to the Swans up in Sydney. So let's pick up the action on a cold, wintry MCG from the opening bounce.
Russell Morris is down on the boundary. Russell, tell us about it.
It is very cold, Dennis. Look, it's one of the coldest afternoons I've felt. I left my gloves in the car, but looking for a sensational game. You mentioned today that Richmond haven't lost many here at the MCG, but also the Dockers haven't won here before, but hopefully it's a close one.
Away
Have a good call, Dan.
Thank you. Prescott dragged down in the back, says the umpire. Tiger free. Inside the centre square. Ashley Prescott. Driving it down towards centre half forward. Spider Burton in the road. Up he goes and plucks it nicely. Burton back this afternoon. Kicks it out wide towards the wing. Bond for the 2nd week in succession playing against one of his former sides to Gale towards half forward, and Bandy lays it off. Callahan running hard just outside the 50. Beautiful pass. And Clement has marked about 35 metres out. It needed to be perfect. It was.
He's quick off the mark, isn't he, Clement? And when it's a low kick dropping short and the forward just makes it, as Clement did here, well, the fullback is completely out of the contest short.
Yeah, and there was a great running back line there that started the play, and the clean skills which enabled James to get to that ball. If the Dockers can remain clean skilled today, then surely that can happen a few more times this afternoon.
He's kicked 22 goals for this season. 2 bags of 5 against the Eagles and Essendon. Normally pretty reliable, and this is no exception. Great start for the Dockers.
And Sean, that was initiated, of course, by Matthew Burton across half-back. He really seems to be a player who is just on the improve all the time still.
He has, Spider. He's put in a lot of hard work off the field, and it's certainly paying off on the field. Last week he was out, but this week hopefully he can go back to his greatest form.
Well, that's the sort of setup that Fremantle become pretty well known for. A good finish by Clement. Treatment for young Stephen McKee on the boundary line, starting on interchange. Bounce in the middle by umpire Harvey. Gale wins. We have 3 Gales, 2 for Richmond and 1 for Fremantle. Knights the hand pass to Campbell. Campbell's kick to centre half forward. Holland in front. Good spoil O'Reilly. Free kick to Holland though.
Push back hard, Dinny. That's all you can do really in your front position. Just make sure you push your body back in hard, and O'Reilly just really got caught hanging all over the top of Holland there. You know, I think 2 hands, left and right shoulder, were both being draped across.
Windy sort of a day. I wonder what effect it'll have on this kick. Holland from outside 50. It's away to the left, and I'd suggest that if anything, that's what the breeze will do. Mostly across him there, out of bounds on the full.
You're spot on, Drew, with that breeze. It's probably only worth about a couple of goals, but he's blowing into that bottom pocket. Just a question for Lee Matthews. I just noticed Matthew Knight starting on the wing, Lee. Is he moving? Do you think he's playing on the ball or he's going to be playing on the wing? It's hard to tell from the boundary.
Well, yeah, I think these days there's just a group of midfielders in there, Fly. No matter where they start at the centre bounces, there's just 6 or 8 players that are going to run through the middle of the ground. Now, Campbell's on the outer wing, the Great Southern Stand side, but he will probably just run as an extra midfielder as well.
Well, just Sinclair taken very high and hard.
Dennis, rugby league players get 4 weeks for that, don't they?
The old coat hanger just seems to be okay. Meantime, another youngster, Dodd, is centering, kicked down towards Clement once more, had it fisted away. Mann robbing the pack, the hand pass charged down by Gaspar, comes across to Bond, claimed by Knights, held to him. Moments ago, Anthony Jones took a very good mark. Just the defensive side of the wing. Good to see him back and firing, enjoying some good form. Knockers bench.
It'll be interesting to see who Bondi picks up today. He's one of those players who always gets a job, and it looks like he might have Nick Daffy.
Daffy's in terrific form. Burton somehow got it out. Spiked away by Kellaway, wide of the pack, coming through is Norris, paddling it towards the boundary line. Still it goes. Jason Norris lays it off. This is Anderson. Under the pump now. Gave it up. Knights. Daffy running through the wing and kicking towards half forward. Richardson. Awkward half volley. Loose ball at the back. Who'll be first back? McGovern looking for support. Dangerous. Harding has it now. Kept his head. Jones has it. Short one is on. Toyer thought about going. Didn't. He's across half back.
In fact, he toyed with going on.
Oh.
From half back, short of centre wing, Anderson. Told to play on and gets around the man on the mark. Anderson's kick short of half forward. Man got to a position where he should have taken the mark.
Interesting bullets out at centre half back on Mann and Gaspar back at full back on Clement. Richmond have probably played their best football when Gaspar's been across half back. I guess the idea of that, the Bullets has got a bit more height against the taller man, but we're interested to see how that matchup develops.
Burton right over the top with his height. Toyer at ground level. Harrison got a piece of it. Toyer still at ground level. In fact, he just about dug himself all the way to China.
How could he know where the ball was when his jumper was over his head, umpire?
Look at this.
Who is that masked man?
Richmond free kick. And the mark taken just forward of the centre circle. The hand pass off. Powell on the run. Robert Powell long for goal. It's got the carry.
Oh.
Just offline. Richardson could have taken it.
Well, that's amazing, isn't it? Matthew Richardson, I think. You thought to yourself as that was coming through now, is Matthew Richardson going to allow it to go through, or is he going to mark the ball? And I guess he really thought, I'll just allow it to go through. Let's have a look at this bit of action.
Chance for the Tigers. There's Powell kicking it goal down to Richardson. He'll make amends now.
Well, maybe get 7 points for the price of one, Dennis, because certainly, just to explain the one before, I think Richardson thought the ball was going through and just obviously let it go. But through from behind it went.
Now, this is real. This is live. That happened while we were watching him let the ball go through from behind. Now he's kicked the goal. The old 7-point play.
He's got what it takes to be a tool man.
It's tulip time in Beijing.
But what about a cool man?
Not you.
I'm with her.
Yeah, but she's cool.
I'm Tim the Tool Man Taylor.
And I'm Lance, I hate your show, Smith.
All new Home Improvement, Sunday 7:30. Then at 8, know any famous Janes?
Jane Seymour.
Dama does.
Would it kill you to smile? You tell me.
How does she know Dr. Quinn?
That is Jane Seymour.
Told you.
She looks scared to death.
Dama and Greg, Sunday at 8 on Channel 7.
This Thursday at 2 p.m, Guest Furniture will close its doors to prepare for its biggest ever stocktake sale. Doors will open again Friday morning at 9 a.m. Smart customers will be at Guest Furniture early for massive stocktake savings. Guest's quality furniture reduced by up to 1/3, with some items below manufacturer's costs. Lounge suite, sofas, dining settings, everything reduced during Guest Furniture's huge stocktake sale. Showrooms close Thursday at 2 p.m. and reopen Friday 9 a.m. Be early to avoid furniture chaos.
Introducing one of 9 delicious new pizzas from Pizza Haven with heaps and heaps of succulent seafood. We call it Fisherman's Catch.
For your pizza heaven, call up ready to win? This is Taveri Wild Cash Jackpots! Every participating Taveri has its own jackpot to be won! More than 695,000 winners are shared in over $106 million! Are you ready to win? Your Taveri, your jackpot! Yes! Taveri Wild Cash Jackpots!
Who do you think you are? A superstar? Want to be a Spice Girl? Get into your very own Spice world with PlayStation. You've got the power to mix it, fix it, choose who you are. It's called Girl Power.
Drink the rhythm.
Ball coming back to the centre. The Tigers with a 1-point lead. As their bench looks on, Michael Gale playing with the football up there on the left. Brother Brendan out there in the ruck. And Fremantle's Gale on the wing, southern stand side against Campbell. Bounce in the middle. And Burton should just about win everything here today. Brendan Gale in there, and the ball not going anywhere. Umpire Harvey will ball it up. Sean, I was interested to hear you say that, yes, it looks as though Bond has Daffy as his man. I suppose now you're injured, you're not privy to who's playing on who, but when you're in the side, you're aware of everyone whose opponent everyone has?
Yeah, you are, Drew. Through the match meetings and the pre-game addresses, you tend to find out who each player is playing on, and I guess it helps each other to be aware of, and maybe helping an opponent, your player out, to pick up their opponent and make sure they are doing the job they're supposed to.
Here's Spider from just inside the 50. Gee, might be kicking into the decent breeze that end, because that really steepled down and didn't make it by a long way. Harrison takes the mark. Prescott. And they're out of trouble. Rogers, centre wing. Broderick marks.
Paul Broderick inside, up by a point, kicking it down towards half-forward. Bullis got rid of Mann. Mann looking for a kick. Jones, meantime, knocks it towards the boundary and gets it across.
See, Richmond, a very flexible player, Ben Harrison, often plays at centre-half forward, but he's playing as a tall midfielder today, opposed, I think, specifically to Luke Toyer, so there's a fair height difference between those two.
Boundary throw-in just outside the 50. Holland goes up and knocks it down. Down went Daffy. Broderick. Toyer's got him. Broderick got his hands free. Is dangerous in that situation. Close to the boundary line. Holland can't keep it in. We'll have another throw-in.
Let's have a look how Richmond set up here. They'll actually try and create the space forward of the boundary throw-in. Stephen O'Reilly is trying to root it a bit to cover it and see if they can run a player through the contest. Let's see what happens.
Gale knocks it
well
down.
Played by Dodd.
Dodd. Anderson cleverly away to Gale, enjoying a wonderful season. Kicks it long down towards half-forward. Kellaway. There's it wide. It's Kellaway. Good grab. Chips it out wide. Campbell, great to see him back, kicking it down towards half-forward. Evans, he can take it and go. He's about 75 metres out from goal. Richardson, manhandled by Parker. He'll get the free kick.
It's certainly going to be hard for Shane Parker not to give away a free kick in those one-on-one duels. He is lacking a few inches on Matthew Richardson, and it'll probably be difficult in those kind of situations.
He's probably just over aggressive then, wasn't he, Sean? Probably knew he was in the back position, and he was just trying so hard to get at the ball, a bit like when O'Reilly gave away the free kick to Holland. Even though you're in the back position, you've just got to be a little bit controlled in your movements, not just to give away the easy kick.
29 goals for this season. No good thing from here, as we see it tails off, and the mark is held in front by O'Reilly. Richardson coming off 5 last week at the SCG against the Sydney Swans. O'Reilly running back into form.
O'Reilly from the back pocket. Turner there for the Tigers, and Knights at the back. Under pressure from Norrish. Hand pass over the top. Dodd. Not a great hand pass. Anderson clean ball. Gale. Back to Daffy. Straight to full forward. Richardson. kick didn't quite carry. In fact, it's not quite the full forward. It's way out in the pocket. It wasn't good for the side. Parker tidies up for the Dockers.
Hobbling to Matthew Richardson. He's a bit sore from that previous free kick contest he got just before.
Well, Russell Morris talked about what we can get away in our game. With rugby league players might get 4. I reckon what Parker did is definitely a yellow card at the World Cup. Pumped in by Campbell. Richardson again. He had to wait. He couldn't fly in the normal fashion. Evans comes back. Holland from a standing start. Daffy had drifted forward. With him is Bond. Wear him like a glove all day. And the ball is forced out by Harding for a throw-in.
We just get a shot there on the left as the Richmond runner is Brendan McCartney, the seconds coach, Drew. He's replaced Jason Baldwin. I think he stood on a nail or something. He's got a sore foot. But if you get a chance to see Brendan McCartney, looks like he's carrying a few kilos, so I don't know how long he'll last.
Got to win friends down on the boundary. There's Spider, gets it away to Gale. High kick, still inside the 50. Prescott surrounded, kept his eye on the ball brilliantly.
Played it well, didn't he? It was really just a long, high ball, dangerous part of the ground from Fremantle's point of view, because it was right out in front of the Richmond goal, and just a pack of players, and Prescott read it best.
A goal here, and the Tigers will lead by 7 points. Prescott from just inside the 50, jabs at Goldwood, pulls it way left, out of bounds on the full.
That's 2 kicks that have gone out of bounds in that pocket, and that's going to be a problem going to that end.
No, but the wind isn't that bad, Drew. I think that was just a very poor kick. He didn't drop the ball properly.
There's Burton.
It can someone else.
Burton. Looping hand pass. That was ambitious. Saltoya into a lot of trouble there. Broderick lays it off to Knights. Knights runs to the 50. Well shepherded. Goes long down towards the kickoff line. Richardson got a body on his rival. A flick to the back taken by Gale. And the man ran off Richardson. That's O'Reilly. Looping hand pass over the top to accommodate Bond. Now Harding. Harding at bounce. Running it up towards midfield. Greg Harding. Long hand pass now to Dodd. Making himself available to Norris. Cruising past. Probing kick inside the 50. Low down. It's built by Bandy. Picked up by Kickett just outside the 50. Low kick. Bad kick. It bounces offline and through for a minor score.
Well, that had all the trademarks of the first goal kicked by James Clement, and there was a good build-up through the middle there, and just couldn't finish it on the attack from Dale Kickett.
There's Fly's mate.
One thing about the Dockers, they can run, can't they? And this is where the game, I think, is going to be won and decided. Can they hold possession? And actually, as this kick-in's developing, Richmond have got a couple of little huddles. One about 30 metres out from goal, one up the middle, which is basically which Harrison came from to receive the kick.
Back near centre wing, ducking his head and getting through is Bond. Heard him get a few hoots a moment ago. I'm not sure what he did wrong at Richmond. High ball just inside the 50. Rogers can't take the mark. Tacked out of the 50. Bond again.
I know what he did wrong. He left.
That's right.
That's all you have to do.
Sinclair centering. Too much hype Turner, certainly for Callaghan.
One thing about supporters, Drew, they are really even-handed. They boo everyone who leaves the club. Doesn't matter why.
No matter what the circumstance.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, if you leave, get booed.
Sean, he didn't go over there for $1 million, did he?
Maybe if they get rid of you and you leave, they'll forgive you.
There's Rogers, smoker stand wing. Up towards half forward. Evans, the Birdman. And the Birdman puts on a pretty good tackle. The umpire's been letting this go a bit. Until eventually the ball comes out to Powell. Clever kick. Nice. Centering for Richardson. That's better.
It's a long way up, isn't it? It's a long way up, Matthew Richardson, when he has got the sit to be able to loop at the ball, and the big outstretched arms with the loop and the elevation. That is a long, long way up where he's taking possession of the ball.
And certainly Matthew Knights, with his clean skills and his decision-making, was a great kick.
Powell's little one round the corner. Richardson right in front. No problem. He's second, Tigers second.
Good play then by Matthew Richardson, who's kicked a couple of goals. As we said in the pre-game, he's actually been a bit inaccurate this year. Kicked 28 goals, 25 behinds before the game, getting plenty of shots, but certainly the couple of times that he's had opportunities, certainly they've been very easy shots, very close in. This one about 20 metres out. But already he looks a very dangerous player for the Tigers.
So Matthew Richardson has put it to his best effort against the Dockers is 3, round 9, 96. He's on target so far today. Daffy hacks it out of mid-air down towards half court. Back comes Jones. Arriving quickly as Holland throws it on the boot. Richardson once more. And they'll have to look at this, I think. Richardson, body to body, too strong that time for Parker.
The second option, Sean, do you think Jones or O'Reilly? I think O'Reilly maybe, if he's going to play it full forward. What do you think? Who do you think will be the next choice should Shane Parker be replaced?
Well, Stephen O'Reilly's not as quick as probably Anthony Jones, and Anthony Jones is also a very good, strong one-on-one player, so he might be the next.
Richardson kicks the goal. And the margin is out to 12 points now.
Yeah, interesting when we talk about that contest. At the moment, it looks like Richardson has just been too big for Parker. It hasn't been so much on the lead, but just his size has just made Shane Parker look a pretty small player.
Well, the Tigers have made a great start. Matty Richardson has kicked all 3 goals. Well, a few times he has taken 16 or 17 marks and had 20 kicks. But he's never kicked a bag full. One day he might actually kick about 15. Today might be the day he's got 3 straight.
But Drew, he's been consistently this year kicking a lot of goals in the first quarter, but then we haven't seen much of him after quarter time. So from a Richmond point of view, he needs to kick a bag of 6 or 7 to really, I suppose, put a stamp on his authority.
Nothing nice to say about anybody.
No, but that's right. Oh, good mark. Excellent mark on the forward line by Bowden.
You can't replace them, really. That was just a genuine 50-50 contest that Bowden just read the ball a little better, just out-position Harding in the contest, but you can't beat players who can just win the contest and mark the ball within kicking distance. They are irreplaceable.
And generally, Joel's a fantastic kick, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes into the win.
For the Tigers' 4th goal. He's got the distance easily. Dead straight.
It's finally here. Tonight, 8:30, the Aussie movie that took the Oscars by storm and won the hearts of millions worldwide.
How much are you prepared to give to your music, David? David, everything, everything.
Jeffrey Rush, in his Academy Award-winning performance, is the extraordinary.
David Helfgott.
If you do something wrong, you can be punished for the rest of your life.
This is a true story of human triumph. Toyota presents the network premiere Shine. Tonight, 8:30 on Channel 7.
Hi, I'm Peter Jackson. Save a cool $200 on every classic suit. Unique English and Italian fabric suits with 2 pair of pants were $5.99, now $3.99. Save $200 on every classic suit.
Peter Jackson.
I'm Jeff Glenn, and I fly these for business and pleasure. In the Q Mitsubishi, we sell these for business and pleasure. For a fabulous end of financial year deal on all Lancer models with free air conditioning, drop in and see us at 790 High Street, East Q. Fleet and government inquiries welcome. Q Mitsubishi, the dealership with a dealer with a deal.
It's the big one. Sports Connect's once-a-year mega stock take sale. Out they go, home gyms, all heavily reduced, now from just $3.99. Save heaps on treadmills with manuals from $99 and electric treadmills from just $4.99. Look at these sensational new dual-action elliptical trainers, now from just $2.95. And weight benches, out they go from just $79. Absolutely all stock must go, so beat the price rise and rush to Sports Kinetics once-a-year mega stock take sale. Now at 5 big locations, but only while stocks last. Call 1-800-222-100.
Do it now.
If you find any of the works in this exhibition a little thought-provoking, you should talk to the curator. That's me.
Beyond Belief at the National Gallery of Victoria until July 26.
What you get?
Rabbit food. Again.
Me too. I think mine's still growing. You blokes want something from the shop? You bloody ripper.
Bloody unreal.
4 and 20. A great Australian taste.
For warmth this winter, hurry into Harvey Norman. We have heaters on 12 months interest-free terms, like a gas power fluid heater from Rinnai, priced right at $17.99. This Rinnai model is the latest innovation in gas log fires and priced to sell at $19.99. We have oil column heaters from as little as $79. This Gold Air radiant heater is only $29. And Linda electric blankets start at $39 for this 3-heat model.
Hi, I'm Peter Jackson. Save a cool $200 on every classic suit. Unique English and Italian fabric suits with 2 pair of pants were $5.99, now $3.99. Save $200 on every classic suit.
Peter Jackson.
So the Tigers 4-1, their best first quarter this season. 54 points against the Saints out at Waverley in round 11 as Jones grabs it. Some hope for Dockers fans because the Tigers duly lost that game. As the ball wanders out towards the boundary, Bullis takes a tumble. Pretty convincing, actually, getting it across the line. A lot of effort there.
It's interesting, Matthew Knights, who we spoke of, probably the most efficient of the Tigers midfielder. Stuart Anderson's actually picked him up. Sean, would that be a defensive type tagging role, you think, given the way Stuart Anderson plays?
Quite definitely, Lee. He's a very good player, Matthew Richardson, and we can't really afford to give him too much latitude because he uses the ball so effectively.
There's Daffy. After the kick from Anderson, Daffy down towards Hall. Beautiful disposal. Bowden's got it. He's about 75 metres out from goal. Sets it up about 40 metres out. Great grab in there by Evans. Not paid. Spills to Powell. In fact, they have paid it.
It was a strong jump, wasn't it? Really, it was the pack contest. Just to control the ball well enough, Evans, but certainly had the sit and really launched himself at the contest down there.
2 players to contend with in that situation, and he did it very well.
I think one of the strengths of the Richmond team, their marking power in the forward line potentially. Evans probably not noted as one of them, but certainly playing centre-half forward today, or second centre-half forward. Ben Holland and, of course, Matthew Richardson deeper in.
He'll grab that one. Brett Evans, tough customer. He'll kick from directly in front, 45 metres out. Sends it goalward, splits the middle. Tigers on a roll.
Yes, and I've got a feeling that Matthew Knights and Nick Daffy may be sort of playing the alternating game, even though he's starting outside the centre square. Knights, I think he might be going in and playing closer to the pack situations, and Daffy then came from the half-back line, sort of floated back as an overlapper. Jeff Gershon likes to have a spare player back behind the line of the ball, and Daffy initiated the surge.
Well, the Dockers got on the board early, but it's been all Richmond since. Brendan Gale wins in the middle. Burton's just gone to the bench. Dodd out of the middle. And defensive mark taken by Kellaway. Look at the space for the Tigers on the southern stand side. Up towards centre-half forward. Well, they're just dominating in the air. Ryan takes the mark. Back to Knights. The kick by Knights with penetration to the goal square. Holland! Well, it's a shellacking right at the moment.
Yes, they're well on top, aren't they, Richmond? They're winning well in all parts of the game. Certainly, it just goes to show you what can happen from the half-back rebound. As soon as they won on half-back, Callaway marked it. Harrison was pushing out onto the wing, and then they just kept the ball flowing forward. And then the 2 big fellas, Richardson and Holland, really the Fremantle defenders. It was just the ball fell into Holland's hand. Bit of luck there, but certainly they're making all the running, the Tigers.
5 goals in 6 minutes for the Tigers. The Dock is being shelled here. Need to steady. Gale could have got a free there. Dodd trying to lay it off. Crashing in Daffy. Daffy came back to him. Got the hand pass away eventually. They're working well. Prescott to Broderick. Kicks it down towards half-forward. Plenty of Dockers. And Parker, no doubt a little shaken, takes the mark. Goes across the ground. Jones still inside his own defensive 50. Norrish is running hard for him. That's the direction the kick takes. Norrish on the outer side wing. Next part of the equation is back towards the middle. Long hand pass. McGovern just forward of the wing. Kicks inside the 50. Nobody there. The ball bounces about 25 metres out from goal. Gaspar didn't have the pace initially with Clement. Waiting behind a chance for Rogers. Knights at close quarters. Played it brilliantly. Down goes Gaspar. Ball jarred loose. Broderick took it away from Bond. Gets the hand pass to Rogers. Rogers left half back up towards the wing. Ryan awkward half volley. In goes Harding. Ryan fought back well. Coming strongly through is Anderson. Anderson couldn't keep it in though. Across the line. Boundary throw in. The Tigers lead it by 30.
Dennis, Lee was talking about the dominant midfielder Richmond, but I think it's good, interesting to note that out of those 6 goals kicked by Richmond, and most of them were out of the marks except from Ben Holland, sorry. Yeah, most of them came from marks, so the height in their forward line has been a major difficulty for them as well.
Good kick by Callahan. Man! Couldn't quite complete the mark. Bond front of the pack. Dumped by Broderick. Play on, says the umpire. Jones a quick hand pass back. No, that Anderson went too hard at the ball on that occasion. Back in the centre. Powell really went hard at the ball, but he went without it. It's socket forward by the Tigers. It sits up all right for them. The hand pass back to Campbell. He puts it out in front of Richardson with a wobbly old kick. Richardson unselfishly. Daffy. Well smothered by Parker, who left Richardson. Back to McGovern. They're cornered in the back pocket. Back to Parker. And he goes for the southern stand side. 2-1 Dockers way. They worked it well. Norrish, the hand pass in. Dodd up towards half forward. And Bandy. Bandy back near centre wing. Sean, I'm interested. It got to the 20-minute mark and off went Spider. Is it just a timing thing? Because I would have thought they needed him now to get first use of the ball.
Well, I think so, Drew. He tends to get a bit tight going into the last part of the first any quarter, really, and they bring Michaels on to have a red-hot go on the rough.
Well, we might have another look at this free kick, which Mann got. There must have been, the umpire must have adjudicated that Bullis, the third man in line, had actually given him a shove, but, well, certainly we get the benefit of the replay and we didn't see it.
Where's John Russo when you need him?
Yeah.
I saw it.
So Peter Mann, the man on the mark, is standing about 35 metres from goal. He was very handy, the captain, last week when he came back with 20 possessions. And that's close to the left-hand goal post, and I'm afraid he got it. There are some Dockers fans behind there, but they didn't make a squeak.
Yes, well, I guess there's not too many. And actually, you're right. In the that is the enclave of Dockers supporters, little cheer squad behind those goals. But I don't think they saw it. Let's have a look. Well, maybe there was a little bit of pressure from behind there, Sean. But I guess it's one of those 50-50 things in football. You've got to take them when you can. A little bit of luck involved there, I think.
Well, they needed that one. Something of an understatement. The Tigers with their most productive quarter ever against the Dockers here. Michael. Set a square infringement. Goes out very wide, showing a lot of the ball to the defender. And Kellaway came up and took a very good mark. It hung in the air a long time. You square the ball like that, you really do open it up. And Kellaway was able to come across quickly. Aided by the time it took. From half back towards the wing. Anthony Jones, the Cadbury's contender.
Now, is that a surprise, Sean? Is he one of those players who can take the big grab?
Yeah, he definitely tries a lot, and that was an absolute beauty.
Hasn't he made a comeback, Jones? Just the 7 games last season. Dot a high kick towards the wing, knocked away from Anderson. Down towards Coops on the ground now. Coops on the wing, kicks inside the 50. In front is Mann. Bullis, clever mark at the back. 6-1, 2-1. Bullis. Wide with a kick. Gale is the target. Good grab. But casual. To Rogers. Kicks it up towards the wing. Knights. Bad bounce. Anderson can't keep it in. So a boundary throw in right at the interchange gates.
Matthew Knights has been very busy lately, and it'll be interesting to see how long Stuart Anderson stays on.
Jeff Keeshan. He's battled Jared Neesham before in the West Star Rules competition, the old WAFL, as O'Reilly goes across the body. Rogers takes the mark.
Get that Richmond player dropping defensive side of the contest on his own. They do tend to like to have an extra man back.
Kick by Rogers. Jones has tried again.
He's got a taste.
Comes to Broderick. They didn't finish up with the football. Here's Richardson. Oh, well done, Parker. And good tackle by Richardson. He's kept the ball there. Chance for Campbell. Norrish just took his eyes off it at the last moment. Richardson, well done. And the Richmond fans like what they saw.
Yeah, it's an interesting call, actually, wasn't it, pre-game, Sean, for, in fact, the main target, Bond, to actually go on to Daffy rather than Knights. It would have been one of those two players, or even Campbell, I guess, Gale out on the outer wing on Campbell.
Well, I'd have to say that Nick Daffy is one of those midfielders that kicks a lot of goals, so it's pretty hard to weigh up which one you'll go with. Knight sets them up or Nick Daffy kicks them, so it's a difficult situation.
Dodd looks like he's over onto Knights now. He spoke about that before, Anderson being shifted elsewhere.
They're clear from the defensive 50, still close to the boundary line, and the ball now out of bounds. Interesting, when Jones took that mark, you had a big cheer up here. When you're out on the ground, do you ever say, have a bit of a yell and think, yeah, we might share in the chocolates at the end of this?
Well, if he gets his prize, we'll be putting my hand up to bask in the glories.
Well, it was interesting last night when Abraham took an absolute screamer and Peter Bell was in the picture and he was yahooing and cheering. You enjoy other players' successes?
I do, definitely. I like to see Anthony Jones do well because we've been at the club both for 4 years and he's had a bad run of injuries, and it's good to see him coming back this part of the season doing very well.
Big first turn by the Tigers. They're 6-1 to 2 goals won, and they're in attack again. Anderson just gets the kick away in time to open space and says to his teammates, run onto that. But they haven't. If the Tigers get hold of it, it could be dangerous. Ryan, inside 50. Good punch by Harding. Broderick's hand pass knocked down. Daffy spins out of trouble. 2 against 2. And well done again, Parker. Richardson started well, and Parker will take a free kick this time. Richardson tackled him when he didn't have it.
Yeah, those last 2 contests for Parker, he's been able to get his hand at the ball. It was really great athleticism to be able to work his way round in front of Richardson that time and the time before.
Dying seconds of the opening term. McGovern took a long time. Hand passes into the path of Bond. It's out obligingly. He feeds it back. This is Callahan. Callahan around the boundary on the siren. Bond finishes up with the footy. But Richmond finish up with the lead. And there's one of the reasons why. Matthew Richardson, very lively down there. 3 goals in that opening term. His best on this ground, 7-5 against Fitzroy back in '96.
Every day is a nightmare.
They all picked me up and nailed me to the wall.
Every hour another ordeal.
He had his armpits glued.
It's hell, but it's your job.
We're talking about criminal offences.
They'll just kill somebody.
Workplace torture, a special report. Plus, she wanted a nurse.
I made it very clear that I wanted a nurse.
But she was given a fraud.
They didn't do the checks they were meant to do.
And it nearly cost her mother's life.
I was very, very angry.
Nursing Nightmare this week on Today Tonight.
The Colonial Financial Services Network is Australian owned and operated. Across the nation, Colonial State Bank is bringing fresh new financial solutions to over 800,000 customers. Internationally, Colonial Investments has offices in key markets, making it one of our region's biggest investment houses. In Asia, Colonial is rapidly expanding with 140 offices in 7 key markets. At home, Colonial looks after superannuation for over 3 million people. The Colonial Financial Planning Network, backed by Colonial Banking, Investments, Insurance and Superannuation, is helping people around the world secure their financial futures. Colonial is one of Australasia's most diverse financial services networks.
You can get it rolling. You can get it golden. You can get it feeding a fire.
A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic.
Vic Bitter. It can come at any time, condition up chow or showing them how. Matter of fact, I got it now. Vic Bitter.
Solway, the big man store, is the fashion store for the real man. Right now, there are winter reductions on fashion for every occasion. Pure wool jumpers, $59. 15% off breakaway sportswear. The rugby top story at $39. Casual jackets now $89. Specialised fitting, value for money and super service are Solway specialties. Solway really is the big man store. 292 Brunswick Street, Fitzroy, 48 Elizabeth Street, City.
Australian Lighting's huge stock take sale is on now. That's right, all display stock of pendant lights, desk lamps are going out at up to half price. Traditional pendants, modern pendants, crystal chandeliers, over $1 million worth of stock to be sacrificed. Halogen lamp, $28, now $14. Magnifier lamp, $40, now $20. Three-light pendant, $70, now $35. This is a huge stock take sale. It's on now until sold out at all Australian Lighting stores. So where you going?
Bored? Lonely? Nothing to do? Call 9278 6200 and put a little fun and excitement into your life. We've made it easy for you. Call now, 9278 6200.
Colonial shareholders, you now have the opportunity to buy more shares at a discount to the current market price. Please call or refer to the prospectus being sent to you.
Good start to the Tigers with 6 goals won in the first quarter, to the Dockers 2 goals won. A quarter dominated by Matty Richardson, who kicked 3 goals in the opening term. But he'd been known to have good starts before. 3 weeks ago against St Kilda, he kicked 4 goals 4 in the first quarter and didn't get another score for the rest of the game. Could he keep going? Well, let's hear from the man who started the match so well, talking with Russell Morris.
Playing at full forward in the goal square, would you prefer that, or would you prefer to be further out across the half-forward line with a lot more space?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you'd probably like to get up around half forward, but, you know, today was a good day to be at full forward. There were plenty of chances coming in there. So, yeah, look, I enjoy both positions. It doesn't really worry me.
You must do a lot of practice during the week in goal kicking, but a couple of kicks today, straight out of bounds on the full. You obviously weren't pretty pleased with yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few of them this year. It's pretty disappointing. I just got to keep working on it and it'll come.
Matty Richardson can be very, very hot, but sometimes he can go a little bit cold. So the Tigers leading by 24 points at the first change, and we pick up the action at the start of the second quarter.
There's Matthew Richardson down at full forward, and he's signed up by 24 points, starting the second term here at the MCG, and the Dockers with some work in front of them. Gale and Burton. Burton wins it down. Knocked away by Callaghan down towards half forward. Still Callaghan camped over the ball. Well played though by Kellaway. On the up, got it to Knights. A couple of bounces. He's still inside the centre square. Feigns a hand pass. Now goes back inside to Campbell. Campbell should kick a goal from here. 35 metres out. Has he got the carry? On the line down there. Parker claiming he touched it. And he did.
He seemed to chip at that, Lee. He really did. Maybe could have had a lot more time and kicked straight through the ball.
It's the old trying to make a certainty, is it, Sean? He's ran to 30 moves there. I've got to kick this, and you tighten up. You don't really kick firmly through the line of the balls. It was really a costly miss, but again, good defence by Parker to actually just get the hand up there to spoil.
And as we just heard from Russell Morris, there's nowhere to hide. The coach can see every pocket on the ground, so he wouldn't have missed that, as Campbell missed it. Comes to the front of the pack. Dockers move forward towards half forward. Turner well up the ground. Bandy to the front. Comes to Holland. And he's given it straight up to Rogers. Rogers towards the member stand side. Benny Gale. Broderick can't take the mark. Ball flipped out by Evans. Well done, Campbell. Support Broderick. They're working it well. The hand pass Bowden. Missed the target. Harrison under pressure. Broderick looking to go backwards, and then wheels around and centres right in front of goals. This Daffy is there. Might have been held. The crowd thought so. Daffy again whips the ball out. It might eventually be a ball up, and the Richmond fans not happy. Their man Nick Daffy. And Daffy also thought he was held.
And Sean, we just see the situation here. Quarter time, bad first quarter for the Dockers. What do you think, in knowing what Jared Neusham's coaching style is, what kind of attitude would have he taken to the break?
I think he would have had a very positive one. He'd try to get the boys to run the ball a bit more, use their leg speed against Richmond, and hopefully that can break the play up a bit and create a lot of more opportunities for the forwards. It's interesting to see Craig Callahan's been moved up the field. He started in the forward pocket, maybe to give the forwards a bit more bite with tackling and just his presence. Now he's up in the midfield, and hopefully he can get a few more kicks and get the team rolling.
Well, John Harvey having a lot to say to Nick Daffy there. Daffy was claiming a free kick just moments ago and then thought he was pushed in the back as he chased that loose ball at the base of the pack as the ball goes across the boundary line. Said something to umpire Harvey. And umpire Harvey chased him and had a few words of his own. So there's Nick. May not have been held just moments ago, but he appeared to be restrained. Over the top, knocked towards the boundary by Burton and out of bounds. Umpire Harvey, who had some controversy down at this end of the ground back in, I think it was round 6, the Sean Wren decision. Meanwhile, back at this match, McGovern gets it down to Bond. Bond kicks it around the outer side. Turner stifles the ball, goes after it, knocked it down. Prescott had it smothered by Gale. It ricochets to Mann. Mann floats it towards half forward. In front, Coops. Rogers with courage. Missed the mark. Here's Holland. Left it behind. Well played, though, by the defence. Kellaway got it across to Gale. Gale thumps it off the deck. Picked up by Prescott. Prescott towards the wing. Daffy's in front. Was he held that time? No. Falling to the ground, he got the kick away. Powell has it now forward of the wing. Powell on the outer side with his team up by 25 points.
Well, the Richmond fans reckon, well, we paid our money, we're entitled to yell. Having a good yell. Spider in front.
Did Nick pay to get in?
I think he certainly paid his way this year for the Tigers. Burton goes the short pass. Harding straight up the ground, delayed the hand pass. Made it a bit awkward for Dodd, and Harding kept going, copped it in the back. Somehow they've got it going forward. Holland, the whistle's gone, and it's a Richmond free kick. Oh, Mr. Blair. No idea. Hand pass taken quickly by Kellaway. Rogers to centre wing. At full stretch, Bowden wouldn't quite take the mark. Inside the 50, Burton. Richardson did well. He went out, but the ball stayed in. Parker might be happy to see it out, and he's given it straight to Campbell. Centering kick by Campbell. Should be a Dockers mark, and McGovern tidies up.
Norrish. Dodd metres in the clear on the wing. This is good for the Dockers. Now, he would be 50 metres clear. Oh, not the result he wanted. Knocked it the wrong way, then fell over. Daffy closes in. So Dodd, who could have run down towards the 50, forced to kick, coming through his Bullis, kept it in front. It was a bad break out there on the outer side for the Dockers. Bullis over the top, Knights, feigns a hand pass, breaks away, has the bounce. Still a defensive side of the wing, Props. Little chip between the lines, setting it up on the outer side for Harrison. Waiting in front, Powell goes back to Harrison. Harrison the fumble. Still he goes around the outer side. Advantage has been paid. Harrison the centre and kicking from the side. Spider got hands to it, couldn't hang on. Bowden on his left side. That's dangerous. The kick not good. Richardson not happy, wanted it pulled back towards the kickoff line.
I think Bowden was trying to get it to Richardson, but he just was a poor kick and it bounced in front. It was really a goal gone big. I think Matthew Richardson, when you're forward and you're on your own in the goal square and they just miss you with what is an unpressured kick, I think you do get a bit upset at that.
I think his teammates might have experienced it from Matty Richardson a few times in his career, though. O'Reilly, the free kick at centre half-back. Out distance passes, dangerous, knocked away from Jones. Well done, Ryan. Knights, what a beautiful mover. Knights gets it back, but it was a poor hand pass by Powell. Knights held on to Richmond free kick. In fact, to go to Paul Broderick. Front edge of the centre square. Fluky breeze, probably working into it going this way. Richmond 6-3 to 2 goals won. So we've had just 2 behinds in this second quarter, and we've been playing almost 7 minutes.
It going to chip the ball around. All they've done is gone from centre-half forward to the flank, still on the 50-metre mark, because he took a while to get settled down to what he was going to do with it, Broderick, and by that stage, the Docker players all got back.
Ryan short to Broderick, who quite remarkably spent some time in the seconds earlier in the season.
2 kicks and they've gained 2 metres, I reckon.
Spider gets down on the goal line, so he's going to have to kick it pretty high if he's going to score with it.
It is amazing, though. It might be 2 metres closer, but it's a critical 2 metres. It's amazing. It's very hard to kick a goal from just over 50, but most players are able at least to kick that 45 to 50 metre range, albeit a bit difficult to kick it accurate.
Richardson on the lead, and he left Parker for dead.
I was going to say just then, Lee, do you think that could have been a set play by Broderick then? He put the ball down, pulled up both of his socks, and I was going to butt him before and say I think this could be a quick chip kick.
Well, certainly there wasn't a lot of space to go into, but I think Parker maybe thought that he was having the shot at goal and just released his concentration on the defensive pressure on Richardson.
Richardson for his 4th, but he's offline with that one. And Richmond have added 3 behinds in this quarter. Fremantle yet to score.
It's interesting that when a defender is waiting for an opposition forward to lead, his concentration is really locked in. It's amazing when he gets an opportunity to relax the concentration. If he thinks he's not going to be used, it's very easy to drop it. And I think that may have happened on that situation before with Parker and Richardson.
Parker to Durkay. It's across half back. Durkay played pretty well last week against Carlton. Drops it in short. Norris breaking on the outer side is Harding. It won't get that far though, I doubt. Awkward half volley. Eventually it came to Dodd. Now Harding. Harding about 65 metres out. Durkay, who's run on well, is marked at centre half forward.
Gary Durkay had 31 possessions last time these 2 teams met at the Wacker, and I believe his auntie passed away during the week, so we send our deepest sympathies and our best wishes to them, and I'm sure he'll have a great day today.
It'll take a good kick from here.
See one of the players, Sean, that has got more ability than he actually shows consistently, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Gary's got... He's one of the better kicks in the side, and he has got a lot of ability. Very exciting when he's in full flight.
This will fall about 5 metres short. Plenty of hands up. Waiting in front, Callahan. Holland got him immediately. Held to him, says the umpire, so a bounce. About 15 metres out from the Dockers' attacking goal. They trail by 27 points, just over 12 minutes to half-time.
They've certainly stabilised the game, though, haven't they, in this second term? Neither team has scored a goal, but they're just looking just a little bit more even in that general play.
Gale hurriedly out towards half-back. Prescott hit the ball hard. Anderson takes a tumble. Bond goes in. Spills to Gale. Gale kicks it to Coots, but in the meantime, it'll be a Tiger free kick, and it's coming back to be taken by Ashley Prescott, who plays on to Matthew Knights.
Knights left footer up towards centre wing. Evans swamped by 3 Dockers. Peterman the hand pass to Harding. Here's one backwards, was on the half volley, and it clears a path for Bullis into Evans. He's kicked to half forward. Powell pushed out. McGovern takes the mark. The mark stands. McGovern across the half back line. Kick it to Peterman.
No.
To the cricket pitch area. Standing target was O'Reilly, and Evans spoiled him to Broderick. Wide open for the Tigers. Richardson on his own. Richardson in for his 4th.
It's a cruel game sometimes. As the ball is coming out of the Dockers half-back line, Shane Parker had really dropped Richardson off by probably 40 metres out on the wing, but he wasn't really seen, and when the ball was kicked into O'Reilly in midfield and the turnover developed well, all of a sudden Richardson was 40 metres forward of Parker, and that's where turnovers absolute kill you in modern football.
So the Tigers lead it by 33 points now. Burton had it knocked away by Daffy. Daffy hasn't got the ball, hasn't got a free kick either. Tough afternoon for him. Harding down towards half forward. Sinclair marks on his chest. Nick Daffy is starting to develop a persecution complex as Sinclair comes out wide. This is Callahan. Just inside the 50.
He does work the tackle well, though, Nick Daffy. Really, the body contortions as he's a half tackled or there's opposition pressure, always looking to draw the free.
He's a graduate from the Wanganeen Academy as the kick comes down towards full forward, and the mark is held by Gale about 2 metres out. Gale, that's Brendan. Thumping kick towards the outer side. Bowden was up, couldn't hang on. Prescott running between the lines, dragged off it. Got the bouncing ball, took the hand pass away. He did that to Knights. Follows on again, well worked through midfield. This is Ryan. Ryan's kick down towards full forward and Richardson. Fisted away by Parker. In goes Bullis, over the ball is Holland. Got it on the up to Evans. Evans sweeping hand pass to Richardson, bearing down Norwich. Somehow he got away. Richardson, the snap, very close. Gale goes back and thumps it across the line behind.
Well, he was let off then, but missed the tackle, Norwich. One of those things that always seems to go hand in hand when your team's struggling is a high number of missed tackles where the tackle is there to be laid, but is broken.
Burton takes the mark. Now, they don't want any short passes that go astray this time, like Peter Manns did the last time, which set up a goal for Richardson. Well, that's not too flash, Spider. Campbell there. Burton with the hand pass wide. Callaghan round the boundary line. Knights, for once, didn't get one touch at the footy. And not a great kick either by the skipper. Burton to Toyer. Toyer, hand pass to himself. Not a bad option. To half forward. And, well, we're missing one Kellaway, but Andrew's doing particularly well. Harrison's hand pass to Bowden. This boy can kick it a country kilometre. Bowden from wide out. Looks all right. Gale!
Yes, you could see it eventuating. He was set up then, Gale. He just pushed forward. Burton had been contesting across half-back, and as soon as Richmond maintained possession and Bowden came forward, he was always going to have to jump at the ball in the goal square, Gale, and in those situations, he's going to take most of them.
Well, we're going to have a good view of the attempt by Brendan Gale over his right shoulder.
Will he kick straight, or will he just try to come out little left foot, or actually the little banana kick? What's he look like he's going to do? Let's talk us through it, Sean. What would you be doing?
Well, I think I'd go the little banana kick, Lee. Open up the goals a bit. No, straight through.
A child beauty queen found murdered. Her parents the prime suspects.
We are not volunteering any information.
A secret diary holds the key to a family mystery about to be solved on Profiler, Monday on 7.
Solway, the big man store, is the fashion store for the real man. Right now, there are winter reductions on fashion for every occasion. Pure wool jumpers, $59. 15% off breakaway sportswear. The rugby top story at $39. Casual jackets now $89. Specialised fitting, value for money and super service are Solway specialties. Solway really is the big man store. 292 Brunswick Street, Fitzroy, 48 Elizabeth Street, City.
The Outback, where every year the migration of the off-road vehicle people takes place. It's a tough journey, but a powerful new species survives, thrives in the more open spaces, reaches its destination, and retires to mate. Only to return home the very next day.
The all-new Land Cruiser, the most powerful Land Cruiser ever built. King off the road.
I'm here to tell you about a big name in floor coverings, Harvey Norman. Harvey Norman's range of floor coverings are huge. Hurry in for super savings during our half-yearly floor covering clearance. All carpets, rugs, vinyl and timber floors are reduced. You can't afford to miss our half-yearly floor covering clearance because you will save. Big range, big savings, small prices. Harvey Norman, a big name in floor coverings, and dare I say it, ahead of the rest.
I once met someone who showed me some very interesting shortcuts. But now I've got my own special favourites, like this one, Continental's rice and rye beef and black bean. Watch. Beef strips, capsicum, onions and snow peas, and here, some lemon. In 10 minutes, you and Continental can turn beef into a meal. This really is good. Someone was right.
You and Continental, just brilliant.
Dinner's ready!
Australian Lighting's huge stock take sale is on now. That's right, all display stock of pendant lights, desk lamps are going out at up to half price. Traditional pendants, modern pendants, crystal chandeliers. Over $1 million worth of stock to be sacrificed. Halogen lamp, $28, now $14. Magnifier lamp, $40, now $20. Three-light pendant, $70, now $35. This is a huge stock take sale. It's on now until sold out at all Australian lighting stores. So where you going?
Bored? Lonely? Nothing to do? Call 9278 6200 and put a little fun and excitement into your life. We've made it easy for you. Call now, 9278 6200.
Hi, I'm Peter Jackson. Save a cool $200 on every classic suit. Unique English and Italian fabric suits with 2 pair of pants were $5.99, now $3.99. Save $200 on every classic suit.
Peter Jackson.
Are we becoming more violent? Are the streets as safe as they once were? Or have we lost control? The questions we all want answered in a special edition of Witness, The Fear Factor, 9:30 Thursday on 7.
Now a 41-point lead to the Tigers. Incidentally, they've beaten Fremantle 3 times in their history, and their margin has been 5, 7 and 5 points. So they've never had a win anything like towards this one. This is heading towards. Oh, they turned it over in midfield, the Dockers. Campbell over his shoulder. Powell towards centre half forward. Bowden. Good long lead. And Tigers streaming past everywhere. Richardson in the goal square. He's hungry for more. He's got 4. Holland. Well, it reached Holland and he's only 35 metres from goal.
Yes, it's opening up, isn't it, really? Sean, well, having a look at the Fremantle side, thinking with Jared Neusham's cap on, what thoughts would you have just looking at this easily positioned up in the commentary box?
Well, there has been some critical turnovers that have resulted in goals, and I think it's part of the package when you come to watch us at the footy. It's more entertainment at times than anything else.
When will the real Dockers stand up?
It's like the haunted house.
Ben Holland, he's already kicked 1. This for Richmond's 10th. Oh, it's home!
Yes, the floodgates have opened again this last few minutes. Amazing, isn't that one turnover that happened for the Richardson goal? It's just a fine line in footy. Certainly Richmond had the big lead and the Dockers couldn't afford to do anything wrong. But from the time that turnover happened, it was as if all of a sudden, oh no, we've given away the goal. The margin's blown out and continued to do so the last couple of minutes.
Nine-5, 2-1. Just over 7.5 minutes to half-time. Knights trying to force a passage there. Standing his ground was Ryan. Diving over the top is Gale.
It's really interesting to watch at the ruck contest, Nick Daffy. He always starts on the defensive side and actually just charges through the contest. Something that Wayne Johnson maybe in the decade or so ago was just terrific at, but not too many players that can go from defence to attack straight through the line of the contest and quite regularly come out with it the other side.
And the Dominator sometimes didn't worry about who he collected on his way through.
Well, there's not a clear traffic, I can tell you. Sometimes there's blokes standing in the way.
Bounce inside the 50. Knocked goalward by Powell. Kick it cleverly. Got rid of Bryan. Goes after the footy. Knights knocked it away, though. Matthew Knight's hard against the line. About 75 metres out. Hooks it back inside the 50. Bandy will need to go. Jones waiting in front. Well played. Gets it across to Callahan. Smothered off the boot. It wanders out towards centre half forward. In fact, nobody touched that. It was just a missed kick. And Harrison has taken the mark. Well, that was a shocking kick. Lucky to get the ball the way it came off.
Well, he signalled he wants to go long, Sean, which normally means in modern football he doesn't want to go long. Let's see what Ben Harrison looks to do here.
Goes towards the pocket. That was the signal for I'll kick it out of bounds in the left full forward pocket.
I think as you mentioned before, it was a similar play, but this time Chris Bond had actually got back to block the holes. That's why it's important, isn't it, the flooding of the defence in that situation to make sure your on-ballers get back and block all the holes.
Boundary throw in. Bandy knocks it down. Just imagine the poor guy who's trying to crack the codes with all the idiosyncrasies footballers have. He's probably into his 3rd pad by now. There goes the kick from Knights towards full forward. Back goes Parker. Parker and Richardson still in, is it? The goal umpire in perfect position. We need to make that point. He makes his. It's a behind.
one day someone will go back and signal they're going to go long and actually go long, and then we'll be confused. We won't know what's going on then.
We know, they know, he knows, we know, they know. That one. Here's Callahan at left half back, kicking it up towards the wing. Chance here for Norrish. Bounce nicely for him. Jason Norrish can go short. Sinclair has it. Sinclair forward at the wing then, with the Dockers in desperate need of a goal. Famous last words. Play on's the call. Jess has got problems now, needs to kick it. Does. It floats down towards full forward. Bandy is there with him, Knights. Waiting behind Turner. Whoops. Lost it. Michael. Hand passes towards the square. He's got a sense of humour. They come from everywhere. And it's knocked across the line by Knights. And a behind for Fremantle. It's been a while since they scored.
Well, the Richmond half back line have been fantastic. Yeah. I've noticed that the midfielders have got back to block up those areas and create more numbers.
Well, they got Matthew Knight doing the kicking in, but actually playing on a back flank in this second quarter. So they've certainly got some good creativity back there.
Broderick takes a wonderful mark. Incidentally, that rush behind for the Dockers was their first score in this second quarter. 19 minutes in is Bowden. And at the 18-minute mark, Spider Burton went to the bench just a couple of minutes earlier than he did in the first quarter. Bandy the hand pass. Sweeps up to centre wing to Bond. Now Gale. Goes long towards the goal square. He wants some sort of a freak mark here. Turner gets a fist of the ball and rushes another behind.
They're playing fairly much no-mistake football down there, aren't they, the Richmond defence? They just seem to be in control of the situation. The Dockers, when they do surge out of defence, can't seem to just find continual free men on the overlap there, Sean. And this defensive group of Richmond, I think, is pretty unheralded as this year's developed. I think they're a pretty good group down there. Gasper, Bullis, Turner's back in reasonable form again.
They're very tough man-on-man.
Code breaker, what does that mean? Did you see the signal from Scotty Turner? He goes directly up the middle after telling him to cross from side to side. And Bandy gets it. Hand passes away. Powell spins out of trouble. Chance for the Tigers. Powell, nicely done. Slickly away from Knights to Harrison. Harrison, long bomb. They've virtually gone from one end to the other without the Dockers touching it. And Richardson, the icing on the cake.
And there's players, Dennis, clapping themselves all the way down the field in the Richmond Guernseys because obviously, as you mentioned, they decided to go. Turner knew what he was doing down the middle. And
I think that was the signal.
Yeah, it worked.
That was the signal. He was saying, we'll all be clapping in a minute. There's Richardson, runs around, and the crowd are clapping now.
Yes, I sometimes think those long kicks down the middle, Sean, well, that one worked. Richmond maintained possession all the way through and kicked the goal, but I still would argue that the majority of long kicks down the middle, if they do get rebounded, it's taken, what, probably 6 possessions for Richmond to get a shot at goal. If the Dockers maintain possession from that kick in, usually a rebound goal results as well.
Well, Matty Richardson's taken 6 marks and had 8 kicks and has kicked 5 goals, 1. Richmond win in the middle, but Callahan for the Dockers clears. Turner led like a full forward and dived to take the mark.
He's gradually working his way back into the form. 1995, when the Tigers got to a preliminary final, he was one of the better fullbacks probably in the game, Turner. He's been injured, but all of a sudden he's starting to look back towards that touch.
Don't the Richmond fans love him too? And on the 50, the mark taken by Clem Michael. So Fremantle in this term have added just 2 behinds. The kick by Michael, 1 out. Bullis pushed out. Mann, once he got Bullis out, probably should have taken it. Now he has a chance, Peter Mann. Well, he hasn't made the distance from about 25 metres, and that's a rush behind.
Interesting kick, that one. He really just popped it up and hoped the wind would blow it goalward. Never quite got the distance and it was rushed through for a point.
Yeah, that was a bad one on the forward line, and of course his kick out of defence earlier in the quarter turned things around after it had been a real tug-of-war for about 10 minutes.
It was a pretty intelligent effort, actually. The ball didn't quite carry through. It got within about a foot or 2 of the goal line, but yeah, keeping them on line with a solid kick from right foot to the boundary line is very hard to do.
Here's Powell again, busy player towards the wing, and Gale lets it bounce. It goes away from him. Now he's got a problem. It went right away from him. Anderson miscued with the first hand pass and the second. In fact, it was knocked away from behind. Campbell picks it up, goes to Bowden. Brilliant silky skills there. 60 metres out, long down towards full forward. Richardson's got 5 goals. Jones is there. Free kick, I think, to Richardson.
Yes, they really look undermanned for height, don't they? This is the thing about Matthew Richardson. It's understood how quick he is off the mark, but today he's just playing really as a marking option in the goal square, and I'd be thinking that Stephen O'Reilly, I think they just need their bigger, stronger defender on Matthew Richardson, because it's not the run and the lead that's troubling them, it's just purely his size and bulk.
Richardson almost looks like he's getting a knighthood sometimes as he kicks the ball. That time, kept the leg straight and gets it.
Yes, it's often been spoken about Matthew Richardson that he had so many shots at goal that one day he's going to have a real big day. Well, he's got 6 to half time, so if ever a game is set up for Matthew Richardson to kick double figures, well, today is the day.
Yes, having a very big impact. Well, at this stage, the Dockers probably can't hear the half-time siren soon enough, but there's still 2.5 minutes remaining to the long break. It's 72-16 in favour of the Tigers. There are a few factors pointing towards a Tiger victory today, and one of them, I suppose, is the fact that they hadn't lost 2 in a row all season. Another one, their good record at the MCG. Another one, the Dockers' poor record at the MCG. Their poor record on the road this year.
That's enough.
And all of that, you'd reckon that Richmond are 100-1 on, and they're playing
Why bother coming, you reckon? Well, they're certainly playing like that, aren't they? They pretty good team, Richmond, I think, and they're certainly displaying that form so far today.
Bond spinning out of trouble, getting away from Richmond Guernseys. He used to love being part of them. It comes back to a free kick to the Dockers, and they're not too sure who's got the free kick.
It's a bit forward of the play the free kick has been played. I think Durkee is receiving it.
Held when not in possession. 11-6 to 2-4.
Kick from Durkee, intended for Clement. Waiting in front is Toya, headed by a good Shepherd. He kicks inside the 50. Down there is Michael, had it knocked away by Turner. Kellaway falling to the ground, did brilliantly. Bowden right on the defensive 50, boots it up towards the wing. It takes a big bounce. Anderson gets back, grabs it, chips it out towards the wing. Bond right on the wing then. 72-16. Bond hand passes forward, taken by Callahan. Comes to the middle. Well, Holland waited for the ball. Kellaway didn't. Big difference. Kellaway got the footy across to Powell. Powell feeds it back inside. Daffy looping hand pass. Knights down towards left half forward. Stops. Lays it off. Running on around the other side is Powell. Powell well inside the 50. Richardson. Bandy came at him. Richardson picks it up. Oops, missed it. Evans hand passes to Ryan. Ryan off his step, floats it towards goal. And you wouldn't want to know if you're a Docker fan.
Yes, they can do no wrong. They had a 3-on-1 situation in the marking contest, but once the ball came to ground in front of the goals there, it was just a question of who'd get their hands on. Matthew Richardson just completely missed it with the left footer, and then it was really just a wild kick out of the pack. Just got a glimpse of the goals, just enough to keep it on line. So good effort then by Damien Ryan.
Ball back in the middle, the whistle's gone, a centre square infringement, and the free kick will go to the Dockers. That was Damien Ryan's second career goal. Inside the 50, Clement is there, comes to Sinclair, who's hardly seen it today. Rogers towards the southern stand wing. Ryan buoyed by his second career goal and his first this season. Round the corner he goes. That's magnificent skills. On the run, Daffy. Richardson again. And what a mark at full tilt. And right on the siren, Richardson could have 7 prior to half-time.
Well, this is a big kick. It would be a big kick. I've got to say, Sean, we shouldn't really have the subjective judgment. I reckon he'll struggle. This is a real tough kick from that pocket with this wind.
Most of his kicks have been from inside the centre square so far, Lee, so it'll be, yeah, I'm with you, very difficult kick.
He's in touch and form today.
He's gone for the Michael Holding run-up
Crocky Thompson runner.
Oh, too close to the man on the mark.
I think he knew that that extra couple of metres was going to be a critical factor whether he'd make the distance, and took the punt.
He certainly done enough in the first half.
Oh, yeah.
Still, that is a terrific first half by Matty Richardson. 6 goals won in Richmond's tally of 12-6. And the Tigers are burning on a cold day at the MCG.
Wednesday.
We have lost contact.
The Navy's best have just vanished.
The Tomcat had live missiles on it.
In the world's most mysterious place.
There's no such thing as the Bermuda Triangle. It's a myth.
You better hope so. Why is that, sir? We're joining the search.
But who could be prepared
Papers are talking about UFOs and aliens.
for what they're about to uncover?
As if nobody's flying the aircraft.
And the deeper they dig,
I think you better have a look at something.
the more dirt they're turning up.
Bingo.
Jag, Wednesday, 7:30 on 7.
Hi, I'm Peter Jackson. Save a cool $200 on every classic suit. Unique English and Italian fabric suits with 2 pair of pants were $5.99, now $3.99. Save $200 on every classic suit.
Peter Jackson.
A vehicle is more stable when it's driven by 4 wheels, because it has twice the traction. The all-wheel drive Subaru Liberty transfers power from the wheels that slip to the wheels that grip. It's the ultimate safety feature. From $27,990, all-wheel drive Subaru Liberty. Designed for life.
Introducing the new Mexican Fiesta Pizza with mozzarella cheese, spicy pepperoni, jalapeno peppers and tender ground beef.
So who ordered the Mexican Fiesta?
Pizza Heaven. Call up Pizza Haven tonight.
How bad is it?
We're dead.
How dead?
Dead. Check out the flame mail.
How many hits so far?
Millions, billions, who knows?
We should have upgraded this server.
Can't. It's not scalable.
What now?
Lock the door.
Mum, what does gravy train mean?
The dictionary there? Tell me.
Gravy train, a job requiring comparatively little effort or work for good pay or benefits, etc.
Like Greybox.
Greybox. Little effort, big results.
Bored? Lonely? Nothing to do? Call 9278 6200 and put a little fun and excitement into your life. We've made it easy for you. Call now, 9278 6200.
Hi, I'm Peter Jackson. Save a cool $200 on every classic suit. Unique English and Italian fabric suits with 2 pair of pants were $5.99, now $3.99. Save $200 on every classic suit.
Peter Jackson.
The Tigers going right on with it in the second quarter. 12 goals, 6 at half-time to 2 goals, 4. They led by 62 points after a goalless quarter by the Fremantle Dockers. Well, could the Tigers go on with it further? They needed to build their percentage, which at the start of the game was 100.4, and that could be so crucial by the end of the season. The other thing, Matty Richardson, 6 goals to half-time. His personal best was 8 goals, 1. Could he knock that off? Let's take a look at some highlights of the second half.
The Dockers really need to show something here. Going back was Toyer, he did. Knights, Broderick, releases Ryan, open goal, they've got another one.
Kick forward by Holland to the goal square. Dockers desperate to get a goal. Foiled by Rogers, who goes round the boundary line. Sinclair gives chase. Daffy just behind him. Sinclair off the left, poor old kick. Might sit all right. Bit of magic work here by Coops. Hand pass is good, right in front, Norrish. And Norrish gets the Dockers' third goal.
13-6, 3-4. Not a particularly good bounce. Gale tapped it down. Dodd hasn't got the ball, surely. Toya in trouble. Was he taken high? Harrison picked his pocket. Got it to support. Hand pass over the top from Campbell. Released Knights. Knights inside the 50, as you can see. Props and pops it across to Ryan. And Ryan is marked about 45 metres out. Here's Ryan then. It's bending back. I think he's got it. He's second of the term. 90-22. It's a whopping as the ball goes on the outer side. Burton was up off hands. This is Bond. Bond back towards half forward for the Dockers. 3-on-2 situation. The Dockers prevail. Here's Toya, the last man to arrive. Gets it across to Callahan. It's a sharp angle. Callahan, good effort. Back towards Prescott on the wing. Clever by half that time. Too clever. McGovern got it from Norrish to Dodd. 60 metres out. The short one to Holland. He can turn around and kick a goal. Brodie Holland puts it through. Well done, Dockers.
One out is Richardson with O'Reilly. Kick didn't reach him. Well, he gave the impression he was trying to centre the ball. He just kicked it into the straight. 4 goals in a quarter against the Eagles last year, just before he injured himself. Really announced himself as a player of the future. Improves the angle, off the left, gets the goal.
There's still obviously a long way in front, but I'm sure, as I said, every goal is important later on.
Platt, a good little hand pass to Campbell. Centering kick, Richardson. Oh, good mark. O'Reilly had the spot. Richardson took it. He was goalless in the third quarter. Can he finish the game off? This for number 7. Got it.
Here's Clement. Still outside the attacking 50. Goes for distance. High kick, long kick, a lot of wrestling down there. Loose ball, picked up by Coops. Point blank range, gets a goal. There's Bullis, a study in concentration, pounds it out towards the outer side. McGovern lifted behind, falling to the ground. Prescott, Daffy, interesting hand pass. He moved the ball, got it to Rogers. Rogers into the path of Broderick around the outer side. Now Broderick can run inside the 50, settle, measure the kick, and kick a goal. Out of the textbook.
Inside the 50, Richardson juggles, can't mark. Down to Powell, wide to Michael Gale, who must be frozen. He's been on the bench all day. Justin Platt. So he can find the goals. Platt for his first in league football. It's pretty good. That is a beautiful kick side.
Rogers down towards half forward. Gathered brilliantly on the half volley by Holland to Daffy. Daffy prods it down towards the 50. Here's Gale. Gale swings it back towards full forward. Platt again. So Platt from about 15 metres out comes in and kicks his third goal.
Centres to Sinclair. Where's Broderick? The other number 17. His own number 17 got him. Holland. The ball's pills to Daffy. I don't believe what I just saw. Inside 50. Oh, good ball, Platt. And laying it off to Daffy, who gave it, got it back, and kicks a wonderful goal.
The 1998 AFL Premiership season, proudly brought to you by Telstra, making life easier. Victoria Bitter, for a hard-earned thirst. Cadbury Mark of the Year, and McDonald's Double Quarter Pounder with cheese.
We're
Well, we're happy to judge them on their football rather than their singing. They led by 62 at half-time and ran out winners by 90 points, although they kicked 8 goals straight in the last quarter. 23 goals 7 to the Dockers. Very disappointing, 8 goals 7. Matthew Richardson, 6 goals to half-time, but finished with just 7. And Justin Plapp, a youngster playing in his first game, he spent 3 quarters on the bench. He got a run in the last quarter and kicked 3 great goals in the last quarter, and he led the team off the ground after his very first game of AFL football. That was great to see. Afterwards, Jeff Geishan had this to say about the team's performance.
How'd you sum it up today, mate? I mean, obviously a sensational performance by you guys.
Yeah, look, we were a bit disappointed last week after the Sydney performance. We felt that Sydney had the edge on us all day and our work rate wasn't as intense as what Sydney were. And we went into this game believing we had to sort of make amends for that. And we're, if nothing else, going to work extremely hard today. And, you know, just as a group, when we have got our work rate up really high, we're generally pretty productive. And today was a bit of a result of the sting from last week and the fact that we wanted to make amends for that and get in and work really hard. So to beat Fremantle by 90 points, we're pretty happy with that because we rate them pretty highly. They're a side that you never blow away. In fact, the 5 times that we've played them, they've won 2 by 64 points and 43 points. We've won 3 by 5, 5 and 7. So there was something there for us today to if we got on top, we really had to do something about it because they've got us in the past and we need to make amends for that as well.
So Jeff Geishan pretty happy with the percentage boost as well. A 90-point victory over the Fremantle Dockers at the MCG. Well, across at the other rooms, I don't suppose it'll be the precursor to a great trip across the Nullarbor tonight, but here's Jared Neesham.
No, we've had our ass kicked a bit worse than that, I reckon, in Adelaide. I think that as a group, it was the most shattered they looked. You know, they looked really tired and not lethargic, I think, you know, really tired and performed appropriately, whereas the opposition, I thought, looked really energetic, enthusiastic, and, you know, ran with a great deal of passion, much more than we did.
Jared.
Just peel back the label, match the properties, and you can win some amazing prizes.